7 signs your partner might be thinking about cheating. Behaviors you need to watch out for. Do you feel like something's off but can't quite put your finger on it? Maybe the signs are already there. In this video, I'll reveal the 7 most common behaviors of someone considering cheating. Stay until the end and you'll be surprised. Pay attention because this could open your eyes before it's too late. When a partner is considering cheating, it's because the attraction, feelings, and most importantly, respect for their significant other have faded. If there's still respect, the person would rather end the relationship than cheat. But without that respect, cheating becomes a possibility, and the consequences are heavy. Broken families, hurt children, and scars that last forever. Both for the person cheated on and the one who cheats. I'm against any form of cheating and believe in relationships built on communication and respect. That's why on this channel, we want to help you protect your heart with clarity. These 7 signs serve as a guide to understanding what might be going on. The first, your partner prioritizes everything over you. Want to know how to spot this? Stay tuned. Knowing these signs is about protecting your emotional well-being. Here, we talk about personal growth and healthy relationships so you can live a higher quality of life. This content gives you the tools to act with confidence. Don't miss the details of the 7 signs. Give us a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share. Your partner prioritizes everything except you. Have you ever felt a void when you realized you're no longer a priority for the person beside you? You used to be the center of attention, but now friends, work, or even their phones seem to get more attention? Be careful. This is a clear sign that your partner might be emotionally disconnecting and even considering cheating. When you become the last option, it's like being pushed aside without warning. Let's dig into what's going on. When there's a true emotional connection, you're part of their plans, their conversations, and their downtime. But when the interest fades, everything changes. Friends, the gym, work, or even a TV show start to take precedence. And you come last. Your partner may even be physically present, but you feel invisible. This behavior shows that you've lost your place in their life. The hardest part is that this is rarely said outright. Instead, it shows in actions. Making plans with others and forgetting to include you. Replying to messages but ignoring you. Saying they're too busy, but somehow finding time for everything else, except the relationship. These actions scream that you've stopped being a priority. This shift is deep. It feels like an inconvenience. Indifference, often paired with a subtle coldness, is a sign that respect and attraction are fading. And yes, cheating might be closer than you think. But not everything is lost. Recognizing this is the first step in protecting your heart. Have an honest conversation. Ask what's going on. If there's no dialogue, take a moment to consider if this relationship still deserves your time and energy. You deserve someone who puts you at the top, not at the end of the line. Your partner ignores you like you don't exist. Have you ever felt like you're talking to a wall? Once they valued your words, but now you feel invisible? Be careful. This indifference is a strong sign that your partner might be emotionally distant and possibly even considering cheating. Ignoring you is like becoming a stranger even when you're so close. Let's break down this behavior. When someone is emotionally connected, they pay attention to you, your stories, your opinions, even your bad jokes. But when interest fades, everything changes. You say something important and get distracted. A stare at their phone, or worse, no response at all. Your words lose their impact, and you feel alone, even when you're not. This indifference isn't just a bad day. It's constant. You try to talk, but you get short, evasive answers, or they change the subject. They seem more interested in messages from others than in you. Their phone becomes a priority, and you're left as a background character. They're physically there but emotionally distant, like they're living in another world. This coldness is alarming because ignoring someone you love is a choice. It's a clear sign of emotional disconnect and often the start of a parallel involvement. Indifference becomes a barrier and might even be the first step toward justifying behaviors like cheating, but you don't have to sink into this. Recognizing what's happening is the first step to taking control of your emotional life. Try having an honest conversation. Ask what's changed. Express how you feel. And if they continue to ignore you, think about your worth. You deserve someone who sees you, hears you, and values you, not emotional crumbs. Your partner stopped fighting with you for no reason. Have you noticed that the arguments between you two have just disappeared? There used to be normal couple arguments, sometimes over trivial things, other times about more serious issues, but now they seem calm, almost indifferent. Be careful. This could be a strong sign that your partner is emotionally distant and maybe even thinking about cheating. When someone suddenly stops fighting, it might feel like a relief, but it's actually a silent alarm. In healthy relationships, small fights show involvement, care, and effort. If this person used to get upset when you forgot something or acted carelessly, it was because they still cared about making things work. But when nothing bothers them anymore, something inside them might have changed. If you come home late, break a promise, or act negatively, and they just don't react, that could be a sign of emotional emptiness. This behavior suggests that the care button has been switched off. Often, when a partner stops fighting, it's because they no longer see a future with you. In some cases, this sudden calm may come because they've found excitement elsewhere, maybe even with someone else. Cheating, or even just the fantasy of being with someone new, can bring an excitement that causes them to disconnect from conflicts with you. Instead of arguing, you might notice strange kindness, like a way to relieve guilt or hide the emotional distance. You start to notice it in the details. They agree with everything. Don't argue. Don't react when something clearly bothers them. This sudden change isn't natural. If there was intensity before and now there's apathy, it's a sign their mind might be elsewhere, even in another relationship. Don't be fooled by this peace that seems to have settled. Recognizing this sign is crucial for protecting your heart. If they've stopped fighting and are distant, try having a clear conversation. Ask what's changed, show that you've noticed, and if they avoid the subject or stay cold, it might be time to reflect on your worth. You deserve someone who cares, who fights for the relationship, not someone who's silently given up. Your partner goes out alone or with friends. Have you noticed that they've started going out without you, like your presence is a bother? You used to do everything together, but now they prefer nights out with friends or going solo, almost, without any explanation? Be careful. This is the fourth sign that they may be considering cheating. When your partner insists on going out without you, especially to social settings, something might be shifting in their heart. Of course, having space in a relationship is healthy. Going out with friends or spending time alone is perfectly normal. But when it becomes frequent and your presence starts being avoided, especially at parties or events, that's a red flag. You notice they're getting ready with more care, spending hours getting dolled up, but they don't even think about including you. They might say, "It's just a girls' guys' night," or "I just want some alone time," but the repetition and attitude start to raise suspicion. What makes this concerning is what's behind this behavior. If they don't want you around, it might be because your presence interferes with someone else. In many cases, these outings are opportunities to get closer to someone new, flirting, meeting someone, or even reconnecting with a lover. Let's face it, people in serious relationships don't seek out solo party nights as often. If they value this freedom so much, maybe they prefer being alone. You begin to notice in the details. They avoid telling you where they're going, give vague answers, or get annoyed when you ask. They might come back feeling distant, avoiding sharing how the night went. This lack of clarity and constant exclusion are signs they might be creating a space where you no longer fit. But don't panic. Recognizing this behavior gives you a chance to seek clarity. If they're going out a lot without you, have a calm conversation. Ask why they prefer leaving you out. If they're vague or defensive, it might be time to reconsider whether this relationship is good for you. You deserve someone who includes you, who wants to walk by your side, not someone who leaves you in the shadows. Your partner cries like they're acting. Have you ever seen them cry out of nowhere with confusing stories? They used to be more stable, but now they're living in dramas and tears that feel rehearsed. Be careful. This is the fifth sign that they might be considering cheating. Often, this crying is a way to relieve guilt or distract from what's happening behind the scenes. Crying in a relationship is normal. It can be from stress or genuine hurt. But when the crying seems exaggerated, with vague or forced stories, something's wrong. Imagine you walk in and they hug you crying, saying they had a horrible day but don't explain much. This could be emotional manipulation, a way to hide the remorse from cheating or even thinking about it. This sign stands out because the crying, in this case, isn't about connection, but about guilt. Many people who cheat feel pressure inside. By acting out emotional moments, they try to release that tension without confessing anything. It's a crocodile tear situation meant to deceive both you and themselves. Notice if the crying happens without a clear reason or if they avoid eye contact when explaining what happened. Other signs show up. They cry, then quickly go back to normal or use tears to avoid serious conversations. When you question their strange behavior, they deflect with drama. This kind of manipulation is a red flag that something's being hidden, maybe an ongoing affair. The crying is meant to evoke pity and lower your guard, but don't be fooled by the tears. Spotting this helps you protect your peace and seek the truth. If the crying comes out of nowhere or with flimsy stories, talk calmly. Ask what's going on without accusing. Watch if they deflect, dramatize, or avoid the subject. If this becomes a pattern, it might be time to think about whether this relationship is truly right for you. You deserve someone real who shares genuine emotions, not someone using tears as a mask. Your partner pulls away. When their phone rings, have you noticed that every time their phone rings, they quickly step away? They used to take calls in front of you, but now every notification seems like a state secret? Be cautious. This is the 6th sign they might be thinking about cheating. When they treat their phone like it's about to explode, something could be hidden, and it might be serious. In a healthy relationship, a phone shouldn't be a mystery. It's normal to have privacy, but when they start guarding it all the time, something feels off. You notice they get up at the slightest sound, move to another room, speak in a low voice, or turn the screen away when you get close. They might even close apps like they're hiding something. These actions are signs they're protecting conversations you shouldn't see. What's even more concerning is the change in behavior. If they were once casual with their phone, now they're glued to it, with new passwords, deleting messages, or even taking the phone into the bathroom. Often, this secrecy involves calls or texts from someone else. You send a message, they read it, but take forever to reply, yet they respond quickly to others. And if you ask about it, they brush it off or say, it's just a friend. This phone attachment isn't just a distraction. It's a barrier they've built to hide a part of their life. When cheating is involved, the phone becomes a tool for flirting, secret meetings, or hidden conversations. The lack of transparency and the defensive attitude show that they might be planning something behind your back. But don't drown in doubt. Recognizing this sign gives you the chance to seek clarity. Have a calm conversation. Ask why all the secrecy. Pay attention to their reaction. If they're vague, defensive, or irritated, that's a red flag. If this continues, it might be time to reflect. You deserve someone open and honest, not someone who leaves you guessing. Your partner avoids you in bed at all costs. Have you felt like the intimacy between you has disappeared? There used to be passion, but now they come up with any excuse to avoid being alone with you? Be careful. This is the 7th sign they might be thinking about cheating. When physical contact fades and rejection becomes routine, something serious may be happening in their heart or mind. In a healthy relationship, intimacy is emotional connection. Of course, not every day is ideal, and it's normal to feel tired. But when excuses become standard, I've got a headache, I'm stressed, not tonight, and even a simple hug is avoided, something is wrong. This sign is powerful because intimacy reveals desire and connection. When someone is thinking about cheating or already involved with another person, the desire for their partner usually fades. Many people report feeling uncomfortable with physical contact, like their heart is somewhere else. In rare cases, they might still engage, but everything feels cold, mechanical, and emotionless. Sometimes they even picture someone else to get through it. You may notice subtle signs. They change the subject when you try to get closer, sleep turned away from you, or seem relieved when you don't insist. This distance isn't just physical, it's emotional. When their heart is elsewhere, being intimate can bring guilt or discomfort. But don't let this affect your self-esteem. Recognizing this sign is the first step to protecting yourself. If intimacy has become taboo, try having a calm conversation. Ask what's changed. If they continue to avoid you without explanation, it's time to reflect. You deserve someone who desires you and values you, not someone who treats you like a stranger. What to do now? These 7 signs are warnings to protect your emotional health. It's not about paranoia, but about seeing the reality. If these behaviors are present, don't ignore them. Have an honest conversation. If they refuse to change, remember, the problem isn't you. You deserve love that values you. Don't settle for less. Focus on your growth and well-being. Why does this matter? Recognizing these signs is about protecting your emotional value. This content gives you tools to live with more clarity, confidence, and strength in your relationships.